Alright, what's going on, guys? Max Greenberg here, responding to the Chapter 5 discussion assignment about zombies, which I wrote a bunch of notes down here that when I first saw this assignment, I was like really confused about why um, we would be talking about zombies in general, or like asylum seekers or displaced people in general. So what this says is like they're trying to compare zombies and relate zombies to people that are being displaced, such as illegal immigrants and people of that nature. But zombie movies have become very popular throughout now and have been for a while now. Um, Especially like there's that movie 28 Days Later, 27 Days Later, or something like that. A bunch of movies, TV shows. Walking Dead is a huge thing that just tries to portray a different species, so to say, um, against the human race. And basically, what's going to happen is the first question is stating what are the ideological underpinnings of the upsurge of zombies in mass media, according to the author. Um, Pretty much, like, we must protect what we have um, in the United States against foreign countries, against immigrants, against people that are being displaced. Um, they're the so-called zombies in that situation. Um, they're pretty much like, as our president is saying, like we need to build a wall against the Mexican community trying to come across the border and take our jobs or whatever. I'm not one to argue about politically like correctness or something like that. Um, but what our president is saying is that we need to build that wall so immigrants don't come across and basically take over our human race as a species, and they are the displaced people and persons who will possibly eventually, like I said, take over that. And the second question says, how do scholars use specific mass media genres to study ideology from a particular historical period, and how does Stratton conduct his study? So basically, I just made a few more notes here saying that Stratton conducts his study. He states that there has been an increase in refugees, according to the UNHCR. Let me find that what that stands for. Forget. One second. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees states that almost like more than 1.6 million refugees in 1960 came across, and in 2009 more than 9.8 million. The correct number is 9,877,703, which is a high number compared to the number in 1960. Um, so, just it's the fact of um, like people coming through and people coming over will possibly end up taking over, and that's what our president is kind of afraid of right now, with the whole North Korea tensions and their weapons and the Mexican community, and honestly just anybody trying to come over and basically, I don't want to say ruin the American life, but ruin the American way of life. And the third question states that what historically specific anxieties does Stratton say zombies represent? How does this remind you of some of the themes discussed? Basically, so like all immigrants, like before, like that doesn't make any sense to me. Is in history they were coming over on boats. I don't understand why it's such a big deal about immigrants now. They were trying to come over and get a better life before from Europe, escaping what was going on over there, coming through Ellis Island or coming through whatever. Um, So I just don't understand what the big issue is with the Mexican community trying to come through and make a better life. Yeah, I get this should be documented and come over correctly. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks.